Hello friends, welcome to Elgin Institute of Physiotherapy. Today we are going to discuss about stretching, mainly types of stretching and determinants of stretching. So let's start with discussion. So here we have types of stretching: static, cyclic, intermittent stretching, ballistic stretching, PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation stretching procedures, then manual stretching, mechanical stretching, self stretching, passive and active stretching. Next, determinants of stretching. So mainly we have seven determinants: alignment, stabilization, intensity of stretch, duration of stretch, speed of stretch, frequency of stretch, mode of stretch. So what mean by the determinants? So determinants that can uh, decide the how effectively you can give a stretching technique or stretching manual to the patients. So if you don't know about the determinants, means before applying the stretching maneuver or before applying the stretching techniques, we should know or we should have a proper knowledge about the determinants. So let's start with the alignment. So alignment is something is like your proper alignment during the stretching or proper positioning of the patient during the stretching maneuver or stretching technique, and this means the it influences the amount of tension present in the soft tissues and consequently affects the range of motion available in joints. And proper alignment or positioning of the patient and the specific muscles and joints to be stretched is necessary for the patient comfort and stability during stretching. And you can see the figure in figure A, the proper alignment of hip and knee during the quadriceps stretch. And that's a correct way to stretch the quadriceps muscles. And in figure B, it shows the wrong method or wrong technique. In that technique, person is going to stretch the quadriceps muscle, but hip and knee is not aligned. Stabilization. So main purpose behind the stabilization is to avoid the substitute motion or accessory movement during the stretching maneuver and mainly support the proximal part or mainly stabilize the proximal joint. So to achieve an effective stretch of a specific muscle or muscle group should be stabilized either the proximal or distal attachment side of the muscle tendon unit being elongated. Stabilization of multiple segments of a patient's body also helps to maintain the proper alignment necessary for an effective stretch. So in first figure, you can see the for to increase the hip flexion, to increase the knee flexion, therapist should stabilize the hip to avoid the substitute motion or proper stabilization. Next is intensity of stretch. So intensity, that means the magnitude of stretch, it is determined by the load placed on soft tissues to elongate it, and it should be a low intensity by means of a low load initially. An advantage of the low intensity stretching, it makes the maneuver more comfortable for the patient and minimize the voluntary or involuntary muscles guarding. So a patient can either remain relaxed or assist with the stretching maneuver and improvement in the range of motion without exposing tissues, possibly weakened by the immobilization and to excessive loads and potential injury. Elongate dense connective tissue, a significant component of the chronic contractures more effectively and with less soft tissues damage and post-exercise soreness. Next is duration of stretch. So duration, that means the period of time a stretch force is applied. So based on this duration, we can divide the short duration and long duration. So for the cyclic types of stretching technique, intermittent types of stretching technique, ballistic type of stretching technique, we can give a stretching maneuver or stretching. We can stretch for a short duration. But for a static type of stretching technique, we can give for a long duration or for long time. And again, it's based like single cycle of stretch or number of repetition. The shorter the duration, greater will be the number of repetition. So under this static types of stretching, it is commonly used method of stretching in which the soft tissues are elongated just past the point of tissue resistance and then held in the lengthened position with a sustained stretch force over a period of time. In research studies, the term static stretching has been linked to duration of the single stretch cycle. So manual stretch and mechanical stretch. Tension created in muscle during the stretching technique is approximately half that created during the ballistic stretching. So static progressive stretching, cyclic stretching or intermittent stretching. A relatively short duration stretch force that is repeatedly but gradually applied, release and then reapplied is described as a cyclic or intermittent stretch. Cyclic stretching by its very nature is applied for multiple repetition during a single treatment session. With cyclic stretching, the end range stretch force is applied at a slow velocity in a controlled manner and at relatively low intensity, and for this reason cyclic stretching is not synonymous with ballistic, similar with the ballistic stretching which is characterized by high velocity movements. Next is speed of stretch. The speed of stretch should be a slow initially, then stretch force should be applied and released gradually, and a slow rate stretch affects the viscoelastic properties of the connective tissue, making them more compliant. A stretch force applied at a low velocity is also easier for the therapist or patient to control and is therefore safer than a high velocity stretch. Next is ballistic stretching. What mean by the ballistic stretching? A rapid, forceful, intermittent stretch that is a high speed and high intensity stretch is commonly, and it is commonly characterized by use of quick bouncing movements that create momentum to carry the body segment through the range of motion to stretch shortened structures. Ballistic stretching is thought to cause the greater trauma to stretch tissues and greater residual muscle soreness than static stretching. Ballistic stretching has been shown to increase range of motion safely in young, healthy subjects, not recommended for the elderly and sedentary individuals, for patients or patients with the musculoskeletal pathology or chronic contractures. Next is frequency of stretch. What mean by the frequency? That means the number of bouts or sessions per day or per week, and it is based on the underlying cause, then quality or level of healing of tissues, chronicity and severity of the contractures, patient's age, use of corticosteroids, previous response to the stretching, and basically this frequency ranges from 2 to 5 sessions per week. And last is mode of stretch. Mode of stretch, that means the type of stretch or form of stretch or manner in which the stretching exercise are carried out. Mode of stretch can be defined by who or what is applying the stretch force or whether the patient is actively participating in the stretching maneuver. Categories include but are not limited to manual and mechanical stretching or self-stretching, as well as the passive, assisted or active stretching. So thank you. Here we'll end the lectures. Thank you. Thank you very much.